Just a quick reminder, guys, these narrations are best enjoyed with headphones on. Okay, it's your first review on this channel, so let's see what's on the list. Maybe a bit of Sonic Frontiers, maybe a bit of Ridge Racer! Wait, seriously? Ridge Racer? It's Star Wars Day, Sonic! You know, May the 4th be with you? Hello? Fine. But I get to pick the next one, 9.
You failed!
What is everyone's talking about? The 1980 Chief Editor of Disable Gaming Reviews here with my new assistant Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey. Now, to commemorate Star Wars Day, the data scripting, we take a look at Aspyr's attempt to remake 2 of the best Star Wars games of the PS2 era. Has this collection redeemed itself after its failure at launch, or is this game still dead on arrival? Well, without further ado, let's find out. In 2002, online first-person shooters were once again turned on their head when Digital Illusions Create for Entertainment, or acronym DICE, released the first game of their highly successful Battlefield series, Battlefield in 1942. What makes this game truly unique at the time was truly massive battles with up to 32 players. When PC Gamer came around to review the game on launch, the review stated, I quote, "the most fun that I had online since Counter-Strike." Well, everyone, you know as well as I do, one of the golden rules of the gaming industry is that when one game, trend, or mechanic is highly successful, copycats will sure to follow. The Star Wars Battlefront series was one of them. It was released in 2004 and developed by Pandemic Studios. The game itself was the Battlefield formula set in the Star Wars universe perfected. 1 year later, Pandemic Studios released the direct sequel to the game, Star Wars Battlefront 2. This title was supposed to be a tie-in game for the final installment of the prequel trilogy, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Similar to Battlefield in 1942, it raised the bar for all-out warfare shooters in general. In these games, you take control one of the 4 factions that were active from the Phantom Menace to the Return of the Jedi. These are the Rebel Alliance, the Galactic Empire, the Clone Armies of the Republic, and the Droid Armies of the Confederacy. As you fight battles on iconic locations across the Star Wars galaxy, from the frozen wastes of Hoth to the barren deserts of Tatooine. Mos Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. To the beachheads of the Wookiee homeworld, Kashyyyk, and even the volcanic active worlds of Mustafar. As you conquer the Star Wars galaxy, planet by planet. Okay, James, let's do this. The accessibility scores are as follows. To kick things off, visibility, James and I gave it 10. In both games of the collection, there are colorblind filters that can be changed on the fly via the game sections of the options menu. This allows a player with a visual impairment to change the filter to whichever is most comfortable for their impairment. So Aspyr did not mess around when they developed this collection. Next up on the agenda on abilities, Sonic and I scored a 9. This is where the majority of the criticisms we have about this collection lie. Subtitle support is lacking. During the campaigns of Battlefront 1, subtitles are not present during the mission briefings. However, objectives are displayed in written form, so a player with hearing impairments will have issues when playing through the campaigns of the first game. Battlefront 2, on the other hand, on Battlefront 2, subtitles can be displayed on the 501st journals, which are played before and after missions. So a player with a hearing impairment will find some issues in this collection, but it's not unplayable. Next up, mobility, James and I gave it 10. The keyboard and mouse controls can be fully customized to suit your requirements on the PC version, which we used to test it. By the way guys, this applies for both games of this collection. Better still, there is full controller support right out the box. Playing with a controller team feels very seamless on Battlefront 2, however, in terms of the original Battlefront, there seems to be a bit of a problem. When using a legacy stick layout, the turn speed is way too quick. This makes aiming a little harder. And yet, after all this time after release, Aspyr is still yet to fix this problem. So, if you're intending to play the original Battlefront, it is best to use a keyboard and mouse and simply bind move forward to the right mouse button. Seriously guys, that's how I play most PC games in the first place. So despite the shortfalls, this collection is quite accessible for a player with a mobility impairment. If Aspyr were to fix this problem with Battlefront 1, we would have scored that a sky-high 11. Last but certainly by no means least, gameplay James and I scored a 10.5. So in short, you will get what you pay for. A port of the very first two Battlefield games remastered to play on modern hardware. Unfortunately, on launch, the game was more buggy than Halo the Master Chief Collection. The player count was so high, you can't even play a full multiplayer match. By far the worst bug that James had with the game on launch was on Battlefront 2. A loud noise which was playing completely at random, and this was an absolute nightmare to play, especially an epileptic such as James. And in its current state, however, the majority of the bugs that was playing the collection on launch were fixed. And in terms of the multiplayer, it's too little, too late. The majority of the players who was playing multiplayer matches on launch have simply abandoned the game. Now all multiplayer servers are empty, they're only filled with bots. In terms of the single player content, there's plenty of it. Both games have galactic conquest, something that EA reboots lacked, with the majority of the content unlocked from the word go. No loot boxes, no microtransactions, something that all Battlefront games should have, with campaigns and instant action modes to boot. In summary, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is an excellent way of replaying the classic titles which we spent countless hours of playing in the late 2000s. The PC version is extremely low spec friendly, with the sheer amount of content you'll be getting for the low price of £25. It's pretty much a bargain. So if you're a Star Wars fan that's looking for a cheap, low spec friendly game to play over the summer holidays, this game is recommended. And the overall score is 98.75%. This is Sparta Commander 1990 Chief Editor of Disable Gaming Reviews, and my assistant Sonic over and out. And we'll see you guys in the next review.